Hey, welcome to 209coach.com. I want to do a video for you today in regards to emails I've been receiving. The emails pertain to not quite understanding the best way to get a swing going or how to start a swing. Well, everything is a process, and I always tell my students there's no way that you can really start to develop an elite swing overnight. There's a lot of work to be done, and by that I mean there's drills to start to make you feel more comfortable with what you're going to start doing in comparison to what you were doing before, okay? So for me, when I'm working with students, what I always do, I start from the basics, okay? So if you want to start to improve, you always want to start with the setup, okay? And that's crucial. Now, if you're working with your child, if you're working with a player, it doesn't matter who you're working with, the setup is so important because the setup is going to be the foundation of everything falling into place. It's like a domino effect. If you start correctly, everything will fall in place in a much better manner, okay? So if I was working with your child, or if you're working with your child, the first thing I would do is just get into a good setup, okay? And the first thing I want you to do is just have a lot of flexion in your arms, okay? Notice how much flexion I have in my arms. In other words, I'm not way out here. I'm not doing anything weird with my hands. I just feel very relaxed with a lot of flexion in my arms, okay? That's the first thing I would do. Now, the next thing I would do is just make sure you have 100% of your weight on your back leg, okay? Just feel like 100% of your weight is in your back leg. That's what you want to feel, because that's going to allow you to stay back. It's going to allow you to have less frames moving into your back leg. In other words, if you're facing someone, if you're kind of starting in the middle and you want to start moving back, you're already adding extra work to your swing. You're adding extra frames, you're adding just extra stuff that you don't really need, okay? So when I'm working with students, I always tell them, let's just get a good setup. Hands between the neck and the deltoid. You can see here between the neck and the deltoid, my hands are just really relaxed right here, okay? Now again, the next thing that I would do is get 100% of your weight in your back leg. And if you watch my videos, you've seen me do a video where I raise my top leg, my front leg, and you can see here I'm balancing on my back leg. Now from here, once you learn to do that, just stick your leg out here. And I like to start with kind of an open stance. It just makes me feel much comfortable. You can start more with a square stance if you want, but as long as you have 100% of your weight on your back leg, we're on a good path to starting a really good high-level swing, okay? So right here, we're just gonna really focus more so on the lower body. Now, when you're working with your student, okay, or whoever you're working with, the next thing I would have you do is just learn to just start coiling the back tailbone, your tailbone or your back pocket towards the pitcher, okay? So right now I'm coiling, but as I'm coiling, notice where my head is, okay? My head still remains over my back leg. So what I'm feeling is kind of a spiral working up my back leg, my back hip, my torso, everything is working up, but staying over, my head is staying over my back leg, okay? So I always tell my students, and when I work with them in person, I always have a large mirror in front of them so they can see themselves, okay? So what I highly would recommend for you to do is do this in front of a mirror, because if not, you're not going to know if you're doing this correctly, okay? So you want to, again, start with the hands between the neck and the deltoid. You want 100% of your weight on your back leg. And then when you get your body set up, okay, however you want, you're still 100% of your back leg. You want to start feeling like you're starting to coil that back pocket towards the pitcher, okay? Again, notice how I'm staying with my head. My head stays, if you look at my head, it still stays pretty much over my back leg. In other words, I'm not out here, okay? I'm still, as I'm doing this, I'm coiling the back pocket, and I feel like everything is in my back leg, 100%, okay? You must stay back here on your back side. You must feel the back pocket coiling towards the pitcher. This gives you tremendous coil, gives you tremendous torque with your lower body, okay? Now, once you kind of master this, just doing this little move right here, again, keeping your head over your back leg, and what you're doing right now is just coiling the back pocket towards the pitcher, but you're staying 100% on your back leg. You're staying with your head pretty much right over your back leg, okay? Now, once you master that, what I want you to do, okay, is now start implementing the pullback. Now, with your top hand, okay, what I do and what I feel is like my hand is literally pulling behind my ear, okay? That's the feeling that I have. Other players feel like they're doing it another way, but however you can implement the best pullback, okay? Pullback so that you're feeling a stretch with your upper body. Now we have the lower body stretch with the back pocket working towards the pitcher. Now we're working with a stretch of the top hand. I call it top hand torque, top hand pullback, whatever works for you. But you must have both in order to continue to get that back body, the back of your body, the back hip, the leg, the torso, everything really coiled up. So that way, when you get into torso tilt, your body will naturally release everything, all the tension, all the torque, okay? So what I would do is, again, you're mastered the tailbone working towards the pitcher. Now you're getting your top hand. Again, you're doing this in front of the mirror. As you're doing this, what I would do is look in the mirror and make sure that your bat is starting to feel like your bat is pointing more towards the catcher's area, okay? Now notice where my top hand is. It's facing towards the pitcher. My palm is pretty much facing towards the pitcher. Now watch what happens, okay? As I'm applying the lower body method of getting the body to coil, now the upper body, watch my top hand. As I do this, I'm still staying over my back leg. My hand goes from facing the pitcher to facing downward. Watch my back elbow. It goes from staying down to now it works up, back, and behind me, okay? Up, back, and behind me. Now when you're doing this, again, it's crucial that you're thinking about the coil of the back pocket working towards the pitcher. You're thinking about your head staying over your back leg. You're thinking about the pullback where your palm goes from facing the pitcher to facing down. You're thinking of your back elbow, okay? Your back elbow is down and it works up, back, and behind you. Now you want to do this with very smooth tempo, okay? The smoother the tempo, the better, okay? And when you're doing this, you can kind of imagine a ball coming, okay? But you want to be able to be ready to go at release, okay? At release. That way, when the ball comes, if you're ready right here, okay, all you have to do, because everything is so coiled up, all the torque from your lower body, your upper body, is just do the torso tilt, okay? Now, when you do the torso tilt, okay, at this stage of the swing, I'm still feeling pullback right here. Now I'm on toe touch, okay? I'm at toe touch right here. I'm not at heel plant. If I'm at here and I'm at toe touch at this point of my swing, I'm ready to go, okay? Now, as I'm doing my torso tilt and I'm pulling back, I feel like my hand is kind of naturally going like this, okay? Now you can do this yourself. Hold on to the bat, okay, and try this yourself. As you're getting into your swing and do your torso tilt as you do the pullback, if you're still feeling like you're pulling back, like I mentioned earlier, behind your ear, your forearm will naturally start to do one of these, okay? This is a lot of quickness very soon, very early in the swing. This is a cause and effect. If you coil, if you pull back, and you pull back, you're going to see that your bat will naturally get all this bat speed behind you. And you will see, if you do it correctly, the knob will be facing kind of in an upward manner, okay? So if I do this slowly, notice how immediately the barrel would be behind me and the knob is working upward, okay? Now, if you work on this, again, it's crucial that you do this slowly and methodically at first. And once you feel like you're starting to, like when you're looking in the mirror and you're looking at yourself, you go, you know what, this looks pretty good. This looks like what I see on TV from elite players, okay? From there, you can start speeding it up, okay? And I believe, just from what everything I've been doing now for many years and working with students, that if you use your mirror, okay, that will give you a beautiful image and a feeling, both together, the mind and the body working together, for you to start implementing something that you cannot do unless you're looking at yourself. Because if you're not looking at yourself, there's no way you know if you're doing it correctly, okay? Eventually, you won't need the mirror anymore. But at the beginning stages, the primary stages of building the swing, it is crucial that you do a lot of mirror work, okay? So basically, again, you want to start with the hands between the neck and the deltoid. You want to get that back pocket to coil towards the pitcher. You want to feel the pullback. You want to stay on your back leg. And as you do this, again, you want to just really get good at this part right here, okay? This is the part where you're going to do the torso tilt. You're staying on your back leg. Again, you want to start early and just do this over and over. And then from here, you can get to the point, just get to the point of contact, okay? Look at this, just to the point of contact. Just master this. Now notice where my barrel is. My barrel is below my hands. This is what you see with the best players in the world. What happens with players that do not have more of a vertical bat, this is again what you see more common in the best players in the world. The barrel will be below their hands, the knob will be pointing in an upward manner, and then as they start to swing, they will be like this. Now watch what happens to me if my bat starts to get more flat or horizontal. Just say the ball's right here and I get my bat flat. Look what happens to my lead arm. Now my lead arm from here, now you're starting to cut across the ball and you're not utilizing your power correctly, okay? So what I would highly recommend for you to do is have a vertical bat as you're doing this, staying back, and then just work on having a vertical bat. Again, it's crucial that you learn this move, okay? This is a cause and effect. That's where the bat speed is behind you. And then from here, again, the torso tilt and everything, just barrel below the hands. Really work on keeping the barrel below the hands. That will naturally get your lead elbow to work up to the height of the mouth. That way you can hit to and through the ball, just like you see with the most elite players in the game. Now, I hope this video has been helpful. This is just like a kind of a little tutorial on how I would recommend for you to start building your swing. Again, I cannot emphasize this enough. You must use a mirror, because a mirror will be a beautiful kind of a blueprint for you to be able to see and feel so that you can start improving. I hope you liked this video. Please give me a like if you did and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. God bless.